Welcome to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe in the studios of our flagship stations 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99, where you can also find us in the Birmingham-Bloomfield area, on Birmingham Area Municipal Access, and on City Cable 15 of Southfield. Join us live on Channel 10 in Waterford every day on the media network of Waterford, and live to tape on Channel 10 in Orion Township and Lake Orion on Orion Neighborhood Television, or ONTV. You can also find us on the radio in the Birmingham, Bloomfield, and Troy areas on 88.1 FM the Biff Radio Network, a service of the Bloomfield Hills School District. Find us online on our Facebook pages at Civic Center TV 15 and at Lakes FM, on our website at civiccentertv.com, and on My Michigan TV or MyMy at mymytv.com. That's mymitv.com, where you can also learn more information about how you can download their free apps for your smartphones and smart TVs. All that information is on our website at civiccentertv.com/megacast. We can also find all of our programs on demand and find each individual interview as well, and watch this program at your own pace. It's tough to tune in for the full 2 hours every single day, but we appreciate you tuning in to whatever you can, whenever you can, at civiccentertv.com. Also on our website, at our local news page, we have links to the most up-to-date information on COVID-19 from reliable expert resources at the CDC, the MDHHS, and the Oakland County Health Division to keep you updated on everything you need to know about COVID-19, including the spread of the virus in your community, precautionary tactics that you may or may not need to employ in certain parts of your daily life, as well as where you can get vaccinated and receive booster shots should you be in need of either. Also on our news page at civiccentertv.com/local-news, we feature articles from many journalistic outlets all across the state of Michigan to keep you updated on not only COVID-19, but other stories making headlines all across the Great Lakes state. Our top story today is from Bridge, Michigan's Mike Wilkinson, once again with their coronavirus tracker, as cases are dropping 25%, bolstering hope that this current wave of COVID-19 is receding. New COVID-19 cases fell by 1/4% this week to 16,262, the second straight week of declines. Michigan public health officials announced those numbers on Wednesday of this week. Cases fell in all but 7 of the 83 counties in the state, including most of the populous ones. The number of weekly cases fell 35% in Saginaw County, 34% in the city of Detroit, which is of course tallied separate from Wayne County, 33% in Monroe and suburban Wayne counties, and 28% in Macomb County, 27% here in Oakland County. Michigan also reported 33 COVID-19 deaths, the lowest in months, and far below the 121 reported in the previous week. In recent weeks, health officials have expressed optimism that a recent wave of the Omicron variant is declining after sweeping the nation and the world. The wave has tended to produce less severe illness among those that are infected. That's led to a smaller percentage of those requiring hospitalizations and, of course, with that, intensive care unit appearances as well. Of the 1,068 current Michigan COVID-19 cases in our hospitals, nearly unchanged from last week at 1,072. 116 are in the ICU, or 11% of all COVID-19 patients. During the earlier waves, the ICU rate was close to 20% or 30% of all COVID-19 positive patients, and the death toll was also far higher. The state reported that 224 people had died of COVID-19 in May. That's the third fewest of any month since the pandemic's onset in March of 2020. Only July of last year at 154 and July of 2020 at 227 recorded fewer deaths. Just 5 months ago in January, 2,873 people died from COVID-19, the fourth worst month of the pandemic per record. The number of people seeking confirmatory testing fell 24% from 163,734 to 124,358. The percent of those those tests which were positive also fell slightly from 15.8% to 14.6%. Keep up to date with the Bridge, Michigan coronavirus tracker through articles posted on our website, civiccentertv.com/local-news. We're also making headlines today from Dave Boucher of the Detroit Free Press. Yesterday at the Mackinac Policy Conference, Governor Whitmer and Secretary of Transportation, U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, said they were open to state and federal gas tax relief. There may be a path to both state and federal tax relief at the pump, agreed U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg and Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Neither suggested a specific plan, but that indication comes as a bipartisan summer gas tax reprieve works its way through the state legislature, and experts predict gas is set to exceed $5 per gallon nationally anytime. Speaking together in an exclusive interview with the Free Press on Wednesday, the pair acknowledged state and national leaders need to work together to find sustainable and responsible ways to help people save money as soon as possible. Quote, in May of 2020, we projected a $3 billion deficit. We've turned that into a major surplus. It gives us the opportunity to both do some long overdue investments in our infrastructure, but also give you a little bit of relief right now, said the governor. She continued on by saying, quote, and so I'll continue to negotiate with the legislature to see that is fiscally sound and that is real and it can move quick enough to actually give some people relief. I'm not interested in talking points or something that goes into effect next year, end closed quote. Buttigieg and Whitmer were on Mackinac Island for the annual Mackinac Policy Conference, a gathering of business leaders and policymakers organized by the Detroit Regional Chamber. The Secretary of Transportation and the governor announced a new initiative aimed at cutting down how long it takes to get the permits needed to embark on infrastructure projects. Although during her 2016 campaign, Governor Whitmer famously pledged to fix the damn roads, her 2019 proposal to increase the gas tax floundered at the legislature. In the years since, especially given the massive influx of federal dollars from COVID-19 relief funds, the governor and her team have both continued to stress the need for infrastructure improvement while pivoting away from any talk of tax hike. That includes calling on federal lawmakers, to repeal the federal gas tax. Whitmer joined 5 other Democratic governors in March in writing to Congress asking for relief. Buttigieg did not rebuff the idea of a federal reprieve either, but he cautioned that any immediate action needed to be taken will need to be taken with the future in mind. Quote, there are a lot of different ideas and proposals in Congress. I think what we have to do is make sure that any solution that we arrive on contemplates the long term as well, Buttigieg said. Quote, and that's one of the reasons why we were looking not just at ensuring that we have sustainable energy in the independence through the U.S., but also making sure that we address costs in other areas that maybe don't go through the same ups and downs as gas prices, but are a huge part of family budgets. It's why we're continuing to call for action to reduce the cost of prescription drugs, housing, childcare, and so many things that, frankly, are more directly impacted on a sustained basis by policy decisions than global oil markets can be, end close quote. Again, that's from U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. The average gallon of gas costs about $4.70 across the nation, according to Gas Buddy, a site that tracks prices. Analysts on the site predict the average could jump over $5 per gallon across the country by sometime in the middle of this month. The average gallon of gas in Michigan also costs $4.70 per gallon, according to AAA. That's up from $4.04 just 1 month ago. Michigan Republican state lawmakers sent Whitmer a previous plan that would repeal the state's 27 cents per gallon gas tax, but she vetoed the bill, noting that it did not take effect immediately. However, a spokesperson said she was, quote, encouraged, end closed quote, by a bipartisan plan approved in the state Senate in late May that seeks to temporarily pause the gas tax and sales and use tax collections on fuel purchases between June 15th and September 15th of this year. The proposal would save customers roughly 50 cents per gallon the day it was signed into law. That comes with roughly $800 million in reductions in state revenues. The Senate easily passed the proposal. It remains in the House, where the Republican majority could take action on the plan as soon as next week when they return to work. While the proposal includes mechanisms to ensure entities traditionally funded by these taxes would get their money, education groups representing schools say that taxes typically benefit education groups representing schools the taxes typically benefit have come out strongly against the measure. Lawmakers are able to even consider a gas tax reprieve thanks to the billions in federal pandemic funds that helped create a massive state budget surplus. Asked why it took a generational illness to spur lawmakers to act on infrastructure funding, Whitmer and Buttigieg said they thought the pandemic highlighted the foundational, everyday impact of quality infrastructure. Quote, sometimes as humans, And certainly as policymakers, we have a harder time seeing the cost of doing nothing. But when you have a crisis, it reminds you that the cost of action is less than the cost of allowing ourselves to backslide and have insufficient resources to deal with the next emergency, said Buttigieg. Whitmer noted lawmakers have until the end of the month to come up with a broader budget proposal, although the actual deadline for a new budget comes with the end of the fiscal year, which is in September. And traditionally, legislators and the governor have at least built a framework of a budget by sometime near the end of the month of June. Quote, "There's a lot of work to do in a very short period of time. They're supposed to have it done by the end of this month," Whitmer said. Continuing on, "I'm hopeful that they can live up to that and we can negotiate, find some common ground fast," and closed quote. Finally, making headlines on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page from Edward Pivos of M Live. For the first time in decades, Verner's is unveiling a new flavor available first to Michiganders. A Detroit original is coming out with its first new soda pop flavor in decades. Get ready for Verner's Black Cherry Ginger Soda, which will be available for a limited time only starting this summer. According to Beth Henson from Keurig Dr. Pepper, which owns Verner's, this will be the first flavor variation of the ginger soda in more than 50 years. Michiganders will be the first in the country to try the new flavor, as Keurig Dr. Pepper says the Black Cherry Ginger Soda, quote, will be launched exclusively in Michigan and surrounding Toledo, Ohio this summer, and closed quote. The new Verner's Soda Pop flavor will be available for purchase at a store near you beginning this August through October in 20-ounce and 2-liter bottles, as well as 12-pack cans. Verner's is one of the country's oldest sodas, created by James Verner of Detroit. It's been around for 156 years, since it was first served to the public in 1866, according to the Detroit Historical Society. All those headlines can be found on our website at CivicCenterTV.com's local news page, as well as those helpful links to accurate information on COVID-19 from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta, Georgia, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services in Lansing, Michigan, and the Oakland County Health Division located in Pontiac. We have a great program ahead on this Thursday edition of the Oakland County Megacast. Coming up, we'll talk with Fred Hunter from Detroit PAL, followed by Erica Bassett from the Birmingham Shopping District. That's all up next. This is the Megacast.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there is a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll, at fcc.gov/ACP, or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
Whether you're the city,
the county,
or the Huron River Watershed Council,
we work together to protect water resources for everyone.
Most of the pollution entering our rivers is carried by rainwater that runs off roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
a rain garden helps catch stormwater runoff.
Rain gardens and their plants help dirty runoff soak into the ground.
You can do your part to help keep our water clean.
Learn about rain gardens and native plants.
So consider a rain garden in your home landscaping.
Catch the runoff with a rain garden.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
I couldn't breathe at all. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was 39 weeks pregnant and had a scheduled C-section. During that time, I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. I was really scared. I kept texting my husband and my mom, telling them how scared I was, and I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. And then I was worried if, when I did get home, that he wouldn't know who I was. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary, and if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not? Get your vaccine. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
A message from the staff of Michigan's Crime Victim Compensation Program.
Anyone can be a victim of crime
and suffer lasting trauma, physically, emotionally, and financially.
But you are not alone.
If you're struggling financially due to a crime,
we're here
for you. Find out if you qualify for crime victim compensation.
Call 877-251-7373 or visit michigan.gov/crime-victim.
A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Victim Services.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanted to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you did. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Whether you're the city,
The county.
or the Huron River Watershed Council.
as partners working together to protect our water resources, we agree.
Pet waste is a source of harmful bacteria in the Huron River.
When it's left on the ground, it can wash into the storm drains.
These lead directly to our streams. No filters, no treatment.
Here's one thing we know that can help keep our water clean.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
So pick up pet waste and trash it.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Who is struggling right now?
I am.
My son is.
Many are struggling with anxiety, depression, and substance use. Before it becomes a crisis, reach out to MyCal, the Michigan Crisis and Access Line for free confidential support 24/7. Available in the Upper Peninsula and Oakland County. Just call or text 1-844-44-MyCal or chat online at michigan.gov/MyCal. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Motorcyclists are hard to see. To keep everyone safer, it's important to always look for them and know where most crashes occur. 84% of motorcycle and vehicle crashes happen on streets, not highways. And most crashes with motorcyclists occur when vehicle drivers are turning left. So before turning, especially to the left, make sure you look for motorcyclists. Then look again. It could save a life.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org. Welcome back to the Oakland County Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. To learn more about the program by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Michigan has a wealth of cities with walkable downtowns and exceptional shops for all tastes and interests. One of Oakland County's finest walkable shopping cities is the city of Birmingham. Here to give us the scoop on all the shops and events this summer is Erica Bassett from the Birmingham Shopping District. Erica, thank you for joining us. My apologies. It turns out Erica is not with us at the moment. My apologies. It is actually it's Fred Hunter of the Detroit Police Academic League. I'm sorry, I got my wires crossed there in the front there and put the wrong thing up. So my apologies. Erica Bassett will be joining us in just a few minutes. Right now, we are going to talk about summer fun and summer learning with Fred Hunter from the Detroit Police Academic League, or Detroit PAL. That's coming up right now on the Megacast. Fred, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Honored for the opportunity to have a conversation.
Yeah, appreciate everyone. So first off, can you tell us about the Detroit Police Academic League and its history?
Yeah, no, I'd be glad to. Detroit PAL was started in 1969. So, the focus is the mission. We are in partnership with the community volunteers in Detroit Police Department to help young people find their greatness through athletic and youth enrichment programs. And the history, started with Detroit Police Department wanting to, really bring things together in the community in the late 60s. And the powerful platform of sports and working in the community is what started us, and that's what we're doing now.
And so what does your partnership with the police department look like at this time, and how does that partnership benefit the programs that you're providing in the community?
Yeah, it stems from the leadership. So when you talk about Detroit PAL and my history, but specifically Chief James White and the other leaders, they believe in community policing and the power of having police officers in as positive role models for young people. Focused on the kids in the community and what they do and what they can become. And it not only helps the perspective of young people, it also helps the perspective of officers, to see children from a youth development standpoint. So that partnership has been strong over our history. We actually have 4 full-time DPD officers on staff with us, and they are youth development officers. They're actually interacting with young people, serving as mentors, teaching our GREAT model, and helping young people to be their best and to find their greatness.
We're joined by Fred Hunter, the Executive Director of the Detroit Police Academic League, or Detroit PAL, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more information on Share Detroit's website at sharedetroit.org by searching in their Find a Nonprofit section for Detroit PAL or Detroit Police Academic League and learn more. So what are some of the different athletic leagues and other programs that are provided through Detroit PAL in the local area?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We offer kind of 2 primary platforms. So one is our athletics and the sports program. So we offer, 12 different sports for youth ages 4 to 18, and they range the gamut, from soccer and volleyball, cheer, football, basketball, track and field. So sports is a big hook. Young people are interested in sports, and you can learn life lessons. We actually teach the GREAT model, through our sports programs. The G is for goal setting, R is resilience, E, embracing a healthy lifestyle, A is accountability, and T is teamwork. And these are well-researched but important life lessons for young people to learn through sports, and also through our youth enrichment programs as well. So we have a variety of things that we integrate with our sports program and that we do separately on the youth enrichment side, just to help young people be exposed to new ideas, new academic opportunities, and new ways for them to, see the greatness inside.
We're joined by Fred Hunter, the Executive Director of Detroit Police Academic League, or Detroit PAL, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information can be found on their website as well at DetroitPAL.org. That's Detroit, PAL. .org for more information, or visit sharedetroit.org as well. So tell us more about the youth enrichment programs and some of what those entail and how they can also provide benefit to kids in the Detroit area.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, because everyone's known us for sports, and sports is enough in terms of what you can learn, but what we realize is young people need more, just in terms of where they are and where they can be. I'll take one example is literacy. Most of the youth, 80% plus that we're serving, are in the city of Detroit, and the literacy rates in terms of reading level at the 3rd grade is very challenging. So what we understand is, like, for our Little Hoopers program for 4 to 8-year-olds, not only are we teaching them lessons through sport, but we actually have a books before ball component where we can focus in on literacy, increasing their love of reading, teach them, expose them to great books so they can see more in themselves. So youth enrichment brings in literacy. We have STEM programs, including drones and ecotech science, and they also exposure into to colleges and to a variety of mentorships and financial literacy. So there are a lot of opportunities to integrate with our sports programs, but also to focus in on the exposures that can help young people see more from themselves and more for their future.
More information on DetroitPal.org. That's DetroitPal.org for more information. And so if parents are interested in signing their kids up for these programs, whether it be the sports, the youth enrichment, or combinations of both, how can they go about doing so? What age range of kids are these programs for?
Yeah, the range is from 4 to 18. We have a real strong concentration from about 4 to 15. What we've done, we just recently redesigned our website. So if you want to see a cool website that just exemplifies kind of the culture, the passion, the excitement we have about city and about being a youth development organization, you can go to DetroitPal.org. And through that, there's actually a place where you can see events and to list all the different programs we have, those sports programs that are running now and they're registering for now, and then the youth enrichment programs as well. And it's also, we list other community things that we're doing. We got a KFC promo on there. So, we're working about 50 different KFC franchises around the Metro Detroit area that are actually offering savings books for only $1, you get $30 in savings, but those dollars contribute directly to Detroit Pal and helps us keep the cost low, but still add a tremendous amount of value to what we're able to give young people in our programs.
We're joined by Fred Hunter, the Executive Director of Detroit Pal, joining us on the Megacast. It's the Detroit Police Academic League. You can learn more information by visiting sharedetroit.org and clicking on their Find a Nonprofit link and searching Detroit Police Academic League or Detroit Pal, or by visiting Detroit Pal's website at DetroitPal.org. That's DetroitPal.org. You also have a really fun event coming up. You have a golf outing that will be coming up soon. Can you tell us about that golf outing and how people can participate if they'd like to do so?
Yeah, the golf outing we have is related to Paul W. Smith. So he has been a longtime supporter for, probably about 15 years. He's just dedicated, his time and energy and resources to doing a great golf outing every year. So this year is July 11th. And it's just an opportunity for corporations, to contact us if they're interested in having a foursome or sponsoring a hole or, being a support. It's over at the Detroit Golf Club. So, right in the city, there, 7 Mile and Woodward area. It's a great day. It's a lot of fun, but the dollars go to help us and similar nonprofits to further our missions.
We're joined by Fred Hunter. He is the Executive Director of the Detroit Police Academic League, joining us on the Megacast. More information on their website, DetroitPal.org. That's DetroitPal.org for more information, or visit sharedetroit.org to learn more as well. And so we're heading into the summer months. School's about to be out for most kids, and families are looking for summer programs that are enriching for their education, get them more socialized while they're over the summer months, keep them off the couch and away from those screens as much as they possibly can, and keep them active. So for those that may be interested in some of those programs, what sort of summer programs are offered by Detroit Pal?
Yeah, a couple of things I'll mention. We have a Girls Changing the Game initiative. So what we understand is when you're doing sports or any program, sometimes, especially with sports, there's interest for boys to sign up, but the research shows that young girls that are in sports programs actually help to develop even more sometimes than young boys and become those future leaders. We like to say girls who are changing the game become women who change the world. So we've got right now a Girls Empowerment Series that's happening here in May and June. We've got football and cheer registration as well. Where not only are they learning skills in athletics, but also have competitions related to that. We have a great camp. It's called the Lab Camp up at Northwood University, where we're teaching young people all the principles of starting a business and learning from professors at Northwood University. So that's something that's also on our website. So from sports programs, Tiny Tigers, baseball, softball program as well, played at the Corner Ballpark here in Detroit, where the old Tigers legends played. We have that as one of our home facilities. So a lot on the sports side, a lot on the youth enrichment side as well.
More information can be found on DetroitPal.org. That's DetroitPal.org to learn more about the Detroit Police Academic League, including all of their summer programs coming up, and get signed up for them as well as all those fun events, including their golf outing, which, as Fred said, will be on July 11th of this year, and is in partnership with Paul W. Smith, and a great fundraiser for the Detroit Police Academic League. Fred, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. And so I want to give you an opportunity, if there's anything that we haven't discussed that people should be aware of, or or maybe interested in learning about the Detroit Police Academic League or should be keeping an eye out for in the near future?
Yeah, a couple of things, just understanding in our 53 years of history, we served over 400,000 participants. And that doesn't include the parents and the volunteers and the family members and the friends. So there's a lot to what we do, but man, we're more excited about the next 400,000 that we can serve through our programs. And, for us, even a small amount goes a long way. The KFC promotion that's going through May, for $1, that investment in all the KFC stores that are supporting this, it helps us in terms of our mission. So every dollar is important to us, and we just appreciate the community support. Things that when you talk about Share Detroit and the 300 nonprofits, the way we get things done is through the support of others. There's no mission without the money. So even small amounts, $5 a month, can help and make great things happen. So we just appreciate people knowing what we've done, what we're looking to do, and excited if they can support us as well.
Fred, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time. More information can be found on Detroit PAL's website, DetroitPAL.org. That's DetroitPAL.org. We're going to take a break. On the other side this time, for real, we'll head to Birmingham. We've of course had Erica Bassett standing by to join us from the Birmingham Shopping District, and she'll join us next on the Oakland County Megacast.
To Sophia and Gabriel, even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
72.7% of high school students get less than the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. This can cause pain, obesity, and can very negatively affect your mental health. When you have a consistent 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, you get sick less often, lose more weight, and have better relationships with those around you. For more information about the dangers of sleep deprivation, go to sleepfoundation.org. This message is brought to you by the WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
Can I ask you a question?
Why did you get your kids vaccinated?
It was hard for them to social distance, to be isolated from their friends.
I want them to get back to school and sports games. So as a pediatrician, I recommend the vaccine to everyone I know.
The boys lost a former teammate and classmate who was only 20 years old. It's been a devastating year.
We want to get back to normalcy. Our daughter is really looking forward to being with her friends, being a kid.
It's the Great Lakes water. And so what people do ends up in our waterways.
Flushable wipes are just evil. They should be thrown away. They're impossible to destroy, and they can cause significant problems.
One of the main things when you're cooking is to not dump fats, oils, and greases down your drains.
They stick to the sides of pipes. They stick to everything they come in contact with. Don't put it down the sink.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Neighborhood storm drains carry water directly to local creeks and streams. No filters, no treatment.
Storm drains also help reduce street flooding when it rains.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
It is easy to do your part by adopting a storm drain.
Find a storm drain, check it, and clear it every month.
So keep storm drains for rain only.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org. Welcome back to the Oakland County Megacast. I'm Tyler Keith. Learn more about the program by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link. You'll find our full programs and each individual interview on demand, as well as more information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Michigan has a wealth of cities with walkable downtowns and exceptional shops for all tastes and interests. One of Oakland County's finest walkable shopping cities is the city of Birmingham. Here to give us the scoop on all the shops and events this summer is Erica Bassett from the Birmingham Shopping District. Erica, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you. It's been a while, and I'm happy to be back on the show.
Yeah, good to have you back with us. So the last time we spoke to you, we also spoke about some things going on in the Birmingham Shopping District. That was in some of the colder months of the year. So as we slowly make our way toward the end of the COVID-19 pandemic, hopefully, but at the very least into a maybe less severe era of the COVID-19 pandemic, how are things changing in the Birmingham Shopping District? Particularly, how is traffic changing and staffing for these businesses?
Yeah, well, it's certainly nice to see people out and about again. I mean, it was such a big change from just about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So we're seeing a lot of foot traffic. Our businesses have been really busy, both for shopping and dining. I guess as anywhere, there is sometimes a challenge in finding employees, but they're able to work their way through that. And it's really just been bustling, which happens, like you mentioned, with the warmer months. So people are interested in getting out and about again. And the wonderful thing about Birmingham is that everything is so walkable. So whether you're coming down to browse the shops or to dine outdoors, it's really just a great place to come and be outside and walk around. So we're seeing just that added foot traffic through these nice weather months so far.
Knowing that this time of the year is so critical to these businesses, it's their highest traffic time of the year. People love to go to Birmingham from Oakland County and from surrounding areas coming into the county to go to these shops to explore everything that Birmingham has to offer. And so during the pandemic, for safety purposes, so many cities, especially with walkable downtown areas like Birmingham, were providing that additional access to city space, sidewalks, sometimes the streets, to expand outdoors during regular business. Is that something that's going on in Birmingham again this year, something that's been discussed about possibly putting into effect in Birmingham to really give that momentum to these businesses as they're getting to a point that's been arguably the greatest potential, having the greatest potential that we've seen in years because of COVID-19?
Yeah, we're certainly, as a city and also as a shopping district, doing all we can to support our businesses. As you mentioned, many of the businesses down here are locally owned. That's both restaurants and, our retailers. So we definitely are trying to work with them and do all that we can to allow for them to utilize that outdoor space. Many of our restaurants already have outdoor patios, and if you've been down here at all in the last couple of weeks, you can see that those are open in full force. Some of our restaurants actually have sort of an in-out space, and then also we have a rooftop space at one of our restaurants. So people really enjoy that outdoor dining, and it's nice to see that starting to come back. As far as retail, most of the retailers are indoors, but you'll find in the warmer months, retailers love to pop their doors open and just have traffic go and the nice airflow. So it's really a wonderful time to be down here. And of course, we're doing everything we can to support these businesses as they need it.
And one of the great things about Birmingham that I really enjoyed in the times I've visited it during the pandemic, I went down there to watch a couple of games at one of the bars with a couple of friends of mine. And what was great is you had free parking available in many of the parking garages. Is that something, even on a limited time basis, that's going to continue on as we go forward, to give some of that opportunity for people to take some time and really explore all of that downtown area, or as much of it as possible, without being worried about, I have to go back and refill my meter?
Sure. And that's always something that we've tried to support our visitors with. So Birmingham downtown has 5 municipal structures. And in those structures, we always offer the first 2 hours of free parking. So you can come, drive in, pick the structure that's closest to the area that you're dining or shopping in. And then your first 2 hours is free. So if you head back before then, there's nothing that you pay. But if you decide to stay longer, which we hope that you do, it's just $2 per hour after that. So, and I believe the maximum is $10. So Birmingham, parking is very affordable. And as I mentioned, we do have those 5 structures that are really conveniently located throughout our downtown. But we also do offer metered parking throughout downtown. That's affordable as well. That does not have the free first 2 hours, but it is affordable, and it's more for short-term parking. And then, of course, on Sundays, parking is always free. So city parking at meters and in those structures is free all day. So, Sunday's a great time. We have our farmers market on Sunday. If you want to come down, stay a while, play at the park, walk around, it's a great time to explore.
And we talked about some of the restaurant institutions there that are independently owned, that are unique to Birmingham. One of those, Dick O'Dow's, a classic Irish pub, underwent some renovations recently. Can you tell people about what those renovations are and how that's added to the experience of this pub in downtown Birmingham?
Yeah, so Dick O'Dow's has been in downtown Birmingham for over 25 years, and they're really a beloved establishment for both locals and then even people coming from a little bit further away. They are a traditional Irish pub, so when you enter the front, you've got that whole kind of darker wood Irish feel, and it's really unique. But then about a few years ago on the back, they added the Dow, which is a more modern space. There's outdoor dining back there, fire pits. It's really a great atmosphere. And then most recently, they're finishing up a renovation on the front facade, and that includes a fireplace as well, some outdoor seating, and it looks really great. So that's something that if you haven't been to Dick O'Dow's recently, you'll definitely want to pop in, because they've got a lot going on there. And of course, they have that food and the Irish food, and then, of course, the craft beer selection that people have loved for years and years. And they are locally owned as well.
Yeah, it's a really fun place to go if you're a Michigan State athletics fan, to go view some of their away games during the football season. I do that pretty often with some friends down there. Always a great experience at one of Birmingham's finest institutions. Also going on in Birmingham this summer. It begins in just a couple of weeks on June 10th. The popular movie night series at Booth Park is returning. Tell our audience about what they can expect at this year's festivities and the return of the event. Any differences this year versus in the past?
No, we're actually really excited to, have these movie nights return this year. We were able to do a couple at the end of the summer last year, but we'll be able to do our full event series, which includes 4 movie nights, each in June, July, August, and September this summer. So we're looking forward to that. They are held at Booth Park outside. So again, one of the great things about Birmingham, we have such beautiful outdoor spaces, and we're able to host all of our events, or most of them, outdoors. So movie nights starting on June 10th will be featuring Sing 2, and families should plan to arrive at Booth Park around 6:30 p.m. for pre-show entertainment. And there's giveaways and sponsor tables. And then new this year, we actually have a large new LED screen that we'll be showing the movies on, and we'll be able to start them earlier. So movie times start at 7:30 p.m., which is great for families, especially with younger kids. So the movie nights, as I mentioned, will run June through September. So you'll definitely want to check our website. It's allinbirmingham.com/events to see that event calendar and all of those movie nights. So, just moving on to even July, we're featuring Home Alone, which is our Christmas in July theme. August, we'll feature Moana. And then in September, we'll feature Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So it's a good range of movies for, all ages, very family friendly. And we really look forward to welcoming everyone to Booth Park to enjoy these movies outdoors this summer.
And so what are the times on these events? Because, of course, in the summer, it's lighter, later. So when do these movies begin being shown in Booth Park?
Yeah, so 6:30, you should plan to arrive at Booth Park at 6:30 p.m. for the pre-show entertainment. Which varies depending on, which movie we have. So you can find that information on our website. And then also, we have that LED screen this year. So we'll actually be starting the movie at 7:30 p.m.
We're joined by Erica Bassett, PR specialist with the City of Birmingham and the Birmingham Shopping District, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. More information can be found on their website, allinbirmingham.com. That's allinbirmingham.com. More information on their shops, on dining options, on certain services you can get in downtown Birmingham, what to do, places you can visit, more information for businesses, and of course, information on all their events, including their movie night series at Booth Park all throughout the summer with entertainment beginning at 6:30 p.m. allinbirmingham.com is the website, allinbirmingham.com. And so earlier this month, in May, marked the return of the Birmingham Farmers Market. Tell us about the excitement that's going to be there this summer and the variety of vendors that people can experience and can, of course, shop with at Birmingham's Farmers Market.
And you actually asked about that because we are celebrating our 20th season this year at the Birmingham Farmers Market. It's been a community tradition for so many years, and many of our vendors have actually started with us 20 years ago at the market. So it's really fun to see the relationships that they've built with the community. And then, of course, we have, new vendors that join us each year. But we have about 35 vendors each week, and they sell just so many different items, but locally grown produce. Everything is locally grown, Michigan grown. We have organic meats and eggs, artisan cheeses, baked goods, including homemade breads, cookies, really anything that you could enjoy. And then we also have vendors that offer garden plants, unique floral bouquets, and just many other wonderful pots and plants for your porches and gardens. In the late summer, one of the things that's a favorite is the fresh roasted corn. So when that becomes in season, more like August, September, that's always a favorite. We have the corn roasters there every week. And if you're not familiar with our market, it is an outdoor market. And so each week we have live music, we have a kids zone with crafts and activities for the kids. And then we also have several food trucks with both sweet and savory options. So you can grab lunch while you're there. And then new this year, on the second Sunday of each month, we have a fitness activity starting at the top of the hour. And that'll be hosted by one of our local gyms. So if you haven't been to the farmers market, or if you have been and it's been a while, I recommend, coming back this year because we really have a lot planned. And the market runs every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's May through October. And that is located in downtown Birmingham at Public Parking Lot 6, which is at 660 North Old Woodward Avenue, right across from Booth Park in downtown Birmingham. So if you want to come down, even bring the kids, they can participate in Kids Zone while you shop at the market. And then you can even head over to Booth Park or grab something at one of the restaurants for lunch. It's a great way to spend a Sunday. And that information can also be found on our website, allinbirmingham.com/farmersmarket.
Allinbirmingham.com is their website for more information on the farmers market, on other events, and all their shops and dining options in downtown Birmingham. We're joined by Erica Bassett, PR specialist with the City of Birmingham, and in particular the Birmingham Shopping District, joining us on the program. And so any other upcoming events that people should be looking forward to or looking for more information in the coming days and weeks if they're interested in exploring everything Birmingham has to offer this summer?
Yeah, so again, you can see everything on our a couple of events that I think people would really enjoy. So Day on the Town is on Saturday, July 30th, and that's the biggest sidewalk sale of the year. We typically have over 65 retailers that participate in that, and it's just a great day to come out and enjoy wonderful deals, fun entertainment. it's good for all ages. But if you love to shop, that's definitely a great event that you'll want to mark your calendar for. That runs 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And during that day, we typically have free parking in the structures. So you don't have to worry about that time limit or anything. Just come park and enjoy the day with us. And then, of course, the Woodward Dream Cruise is always a big event in this general area. And we have a Birmingham Cruise event that will be happening on August 20th alongside the Woodward Avenue Dream Cruise from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then the city of Birmingham offers the In the Park Summer Concert Series, and that is happening in Shane Park every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. starting mid-June, and that runs through August. And actually the website's a little different for that one, but that information can be found at bhamgov.org/summerconcerts.
And
then,
yep. Please
go ahead. I was just going to say the other two events can be found on our website, the allinbirmingham.com.
You can find all that information again, bhamgov.com or at allinbirmingham.com for more information on events in downtown Birmingham, as well as more information on the Birmingham Shopping District. Everything you can find there this summer and beyond. We're going to take a break on your radio homes for the Megacast, 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake and 88.1 WBFH Bloomfield Hills, as well as the remainder of our network. When we return, we'll kick off the Michigan Megacast with the director of Oakland Parks. Chris Ward joins us next on the Megacast.
We as Michiganders feel connected to this resource in a way that I think is really powerful.
Conservation starts with a caring, committed community.
For me, it's peaceful to have a relationship with the river.
Every single one of us has a role to make sure that those waterways stay safe and healthy, being careful about what goes down the storm drain.
Just even eliminating some of your single-use plastic makes a difference.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Did you know that nearly 3.31 million Americans don't get their annual checkup? Going to the doctor regularly is extremely important and is a crucial factor in maintaining good health. Make sure you are visiting your local doctor often and telling them about any health concerns you have. For more information, contact your local healthcare provider. This message is brought to you by WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there is a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
People are getting out to walk and bike in higher numbers. More vulnerable road users and higher speed traffic can be a dangerous combination. Crash severity has increased, so if you're driving, be sure to slow down and look for people. There's no need to speed. If you're biking, ride with traffic. If you're walking, avoid stepping into the road if possible. If you have to walk in the street, walk facing traffic. Learn more at walkbikedrivesafe.org.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Parents do a lot of worrying. Get your kids caught up on childhood vaccines to protect them from these 14 preventable diseases, and you'll have 14 fewer things to worry about. Vaccines are safe and effective and save lives. So let's get caught up on vaccines and worry about something else. Get the facts at ivaccinate.org.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Most of the pollution that goes into our rivers is carried by rainwater that flows off of roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
The leaves and bark of a single tree can retain a surprising amount of rainwater. Depending on its size and species, it could be 100 gallons or more.
It is estimated that an urban forest can reduce annual runoff by up to 7%.
Here's one thing that we know can help keep our water clean.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
One of the things you can look for in your friends is a change in behavior.
These can be big changes, they can be small changes in mood, physical appearance.
They may be sleeping less or sleeping more, drinking more, or their eating patterns may be different.
One big change that can be pretty obvious is change in motivation. Do they no longer want to play basketball? Do they no longer want to play video games?
Now that we're spending more time online and in virtual settings, it's really important to pay attention to the language that your friend is using and the words they're using to communicate.
So when we text our friends, are they taking longer amounts of time to respond? Are they not responding at all? You don't have to be an expert to try to recognize these signs. The second that you feel it in your gut and that you're concerned, that's the second to have the conversation and open the door to what might be going on.
Whatever gets you talking.
Welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. To learn more about the program by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link, you'll find more information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Joining us now is Melissa Prost from Oakland County Parks, as the summer season is well underway, and a lot of people will be looking for fun activities for themselves and the entire family all across Oakland County. Melissa, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Appreciate having you on. So first off, can you just tell us a little bit about some of the activities that will be going on through Oakland Parks this summer that maybe are returning after the pandemic, or are some new programs for families and individuals this summer?
Yeah, we have a lot going on as the season's starting to ramp up. The number one thing that folks are asking us about and that we're most excited about is that both of our water parks are opening this summer. One had been closed for the last couple of years, and they were both closed, obviously, in 2020. So we are very excited about that. You've probably seen news articles about the lifeguard shortage nationwide, so that is impacting us, but we are still planning to open both water parks this year. Red Oaks Water Park is going to be opening on June 25th. And Waterford Oaks is opening on June 26th. I would encourage people to check our website for the hours and the days of operation. We are sharing lifeguards between the two facilities, so they're each open for 3 days a week. But we're excited to welcome everybody back. We know that it's a very popular activity, especially as the weather starts to heat up. So we look forward to seeing folks there. We've also got 2 campgrounds that are open for the season and are starting to book up. So if you're interested in camping, either at Addison Oaks County Park or Groveland Oaks Counny Park, we're looking forward to having folks back out to the campgrounds. We have 2 beaches that are open at Groveland Oaks and Independence Oaks. I know the one at Independence was packed over this last beautiful weekend, so we're excited to get those beaches back open. Let's see, what else? Our farmers market here in Waterford is open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So come and get your flowers, your plants, your vegetables, your fruits. All that's here in Waterford at the farmers market. Let's see, we have 3 dog parks. Holly Oaks ORV Park is open for the season starting, I believe, next weekend. We're open Thursday through Sunday. So that's a great opportunity to come out and check out what ORV recreation looks like. And now that that's available here for residents in Oakland County. Let's see, we've got an archery range that a lot of people might not know about at Independence Oaks County Park in the Clarkston area. We have open range times on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 4 to 7, where anyone can come out and try it. It's $5 and then another $5 if you want to rent a bow from us. So you don't have to bring any of your own equipment, but you're welcome to if you'd like. And we do offer classes as well out at the range. So if that's something folks are interested in, check out our website for more information on that. And then the last thing I'll mention is just that we have a lot of programs going on at our nature centers. We did kind of ramp all of that down during the pandemic. Obviously, didn't want to have any group gatherings, but we're ramping that all back up. The nature centers are both open 6 days a week. That's the Wint Nature Center in Independence Oaks, and then the Red Oaks Nature Center down at Red Oaks and Madison Heights. So lots of really cool programs for kids and adults, nature hikes, bird watching programs, fishing programs. So check our website for a list of those programs as well. It's oaklandcountyparks.com.
And so, Melissa, you had mentioned with the water parks that there's been some issues, of course, due to the shortage nationally for lifeguards and staffing your lifeguards at both of those water parks, leading to some changes in the scheduling of when one park is open versus the other. Overall, across all the entities of Oakland Parks, how's the staffing situation this summer?
You know, we're doing okay. It was a slow start. You know, we start hiring essentially in February or March to make sure that we're ramped up fully for when the season begins. It's a little challenging with kids still in school and folks not necessarily thinking about summer jobs until summer hits. But we have been, if you haven't seen our advertisements or social media advertisements, we're trying to be everywhere. So we've really bumped up our advertising this year in a lot of new and different ways. So we are finding that people are now starting to come in. Things are looking a little bit better. We will continue to hire lifeguards well into the summer. And if we can reach the numbers that we need, we might be able to open both water parks full time. That's the ultimate goal. So we are still, you know, if I could use this as a shameless plug, if you're interested in being a lifeguard, 16 and up, check our website. We'd love to have you. We are offering some really great bonuses, up to $800 for new lifeguards. And then an additional $1 an hour for all lifeguards that work for us this summer. So we're definitely still hiring in that department.
And so outside of the lifeguard positions, what are some other jobs that are also available through Oakland Parks this summer if people are still looking for a summer job or looking for a job to at least fill the summer months while they seek other employment?
Yeah, well, the good news for us is that most of our operations, our campgrounds and our golf courses and our day use parks are pretty much fully staffed at this point. So we're very lucky there. An area that we do still need some folks is our recreation programs and services department. So that's the department, I think it's the most fun department. It's the group that gets to go out with all of our mobile recreation units, put on programs and events in the communities, you know, helping kids climb the climbing tower and use the bouncers and the zip lines. It really is a very fun job. It kind of moves you around the county all summer long. So we are still hiring in those positions.
And then in terms of other activities, one of Michiganders' favorite activities in the summer is to go around the state and around their local area and go golfing. There are so many great golf courses through Oakland Parks in the Oakland County area. Can you tell us about some of these different courses, the different levels of difficulty, what people can experience at one course versus the other?
Yeah, we do have a wide variety of different types of golf courses within the county park system. We have 5 courses. They range from our Arthur Hills design course at Lion Oaks, which is just a beautiful course in the South Lyon area. I'm not a golfer, so I can't rate the difficulty for you, but I know it's definitely one of the more challenging courses in the area. But it's very, very popular. Up to Springfield Oaks Golf Course, up in the Davisburg area it's just beautiful. It feels like you're up north, you're kind of tucked away in the woods. It's just a really beautiful course. And then, you know, down in Madison Heights, we have Red Oaks, which is just a 9-hole course. So if you're looking to kind of, you know, don't want to travel too far and just want to get out and do a quick 9 holes, that is a beautiful course as well. We also have the golf course at Glen Oaks in the Farmington area. So yeah, there's a little bit of everything depending on the type of activity or experience that you're looking for. You can find it at one of our courses.
Especially with the way that weather affects so much of different areas of our life in Michigan. Even in the summer months and the spring months when it's warmer outside, when it's nicer outside, less severe weather, or at least less freeze and thaw than in previous months. That still affects the golf courses, and the weather in Michigan can also be a huge effect on those golf courses. So can you speak to just the amount of work that goes into maintaining these golf courses and keeping these public courses at their peak shape for golfers all across Michigan that will come to this local area in Oakland County and play on these courses?
Yeah, the weather is always a challenge, but working in Parks and Recreation, we're kind of used to that, and we've figured out, what it is that we need to do to maintain those courses and get people out there. I was actually at Glen Oaks Golf Course for a meeting yesterday, and that rain shower came through quick and furious yesterday. And because there was rain in the forecast, there was hardly anybody at the golf course, even though, that afternoon it kind of opened up and it was a beautiful day. So we do definitely struggle with the weather, but our staff is fantastic. We've got folks that are very experienced in turf grass management and who know exactly what needs to be done to keep those courses, in pristine, beautiful, ready to play condition. So we really do have a fantastic team that knows the golf course industry inside and out. And, we're open and ready at any time.
We're joined by Melissa Prost from Oakland County Parks, joining us on the Michigan Megacast as the summer season's well underway now, and people will be flocking to parks all over the Oakland County area to enjoy a number of different services. Some of those services, too, are nature centers. People love to explore nature in Michigan in the summer and see all the different colors and the wildlife that's out there. Can you tell us about some of the experiences that people can have at local nature centers right here in Oakland County?
Yeah, so we at the county operate 2 nature centers. We operate the Red Oaks Nature Center down in Madison Heights, and then the Wint Nature Center up at Independence Oaks County Park in the Clarkston area. We offer, you can just drop in to the nature centers and check out the great exhibits that we have there. We've been doing a lot of work over the last few years to renovate some of those exhibits, put in some new and more interactive things. We have live animals at both of those facilities. So it's a very cool opportunity to come in and check out some local wildlife that we have there. We also have a number of programs that range really everything from, toddler programs up to things for adults to do, grandparent and grandchildren programs. We've been doing a little bit of sort of mindfulness in nature programs because we know that there's a lot of folks that are interested in the concept of mindfulness and, the sort of the healing and restorative power of nature. So we've been dabbling in that at the nature centers as well. We've been doing drop-in nature hikes that are free. People can just pop in and come with us on a nature hike. Bird watching programs, fishing programs, a little bit of everything. So we do list all of those on our website if you'd like more information.
And so we've talked so much about kind of the big attractions of Oakland County parks, the water parks, the nature centers, the golf courses, and so on. But what are some of the more underrated activities and experiences that are provided by Oakland Parks that people may really enjoy if they try it this summer?
Oh, that's a good question. We have a beautiful trail system throughout the county and within our county parks. A lot of those are probably maybe not as well known to folks if they're not from the area that particular park is in. But we do really have a wide variety of different types of trails and different experiences that people can get out and see. I personally think that the trails out at Rose Oaks and Highland Oaks County Parks, which are kind of in the northwestern portion of the county, are hidden gems within the county. If you want to really see that natural beauty that Oakland County has to offer and kind of escape a little bit and spend a day in nature, the trails and boardwalks out at those parks are just incredible. I would encourage everybody to take a look at the website and look at the different trail offerings that are across the system. We also have, some paved routes that are fully accessible. We've got nature trails. We've got an awesome mountain bike single track course at Addison Oaks. If you're a mountain biker or interested in that, that's a really cool course. So yeah, I would encourage folks to check out maybe a different trail that you haven't been to before in the area and discover something new.
Melissa, before we let you go, anything else we haven't discussed today about Oakland Parks, some of the programs, some of the activities this summer that people should be looking out for that we haven't touched on already?
I think we've hit on most of it. I would just say keep an eye out in your local communities as well. We are partnering with a number of local communities throughout the county all summer long for things like concerts and movie nights, community hikes in the different neighborhoods. So even if you're not able to come out to our parks or don't have time to come out to our parks, we're trying to come to you. So we'll be out and about in the county all summer long, interacting with folks and participating in community events.
More information can be found on oakgov.com/parks. That's oakgov.com/parks. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll take a break on the Michigan Megacast. When we come back, we'll talk to one of nearly 1,000 artists that you'll see in an over 30-block radius of Ann Arbor this summer in July for the Ann Arbor Art Fair. Coming up next, Helen Gotlib joins us on the Michigan Megacast.
I couldn't breathe at all. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was 39 weeks pregnant and had a scheduled C-section. During that time, I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. I was really scared. I kept texting my husband and my mom, telling them how scared I was, and I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. And then I was worried if, when I did get home, that he wouldn't know who I was. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary, and if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not? Get your vaccine. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
A message from the staff of Michigan's Crime Victim Compensation Program.
Anyone can be a victim of crime
and suffer lasting trauma, physically, emotionally, and financially.
But you are not alone.
If you're struggling financially due to a crime,
we're here
for you.
Find out if you qualify for crime victim compensation.
Call 877-251-7373 or visit michigan.gov/crime-victim.
A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Victim Services.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Whether you're the city,
the county,
or the Huron River Watershed Council.
As partners working together to protect our water resources, we agree.
Pet waste is a source of harmful bacteria in the Huron River.
When it's left on the ground, it can wash into the storm drains.
These lead directly to our streams. No filters, no treatment.
Here's one thing we know that can help keep our water clean.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
So pick up pet waste and trash it.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Who is struggling right now?
I am.
My son is.
Many are struggling with anxiety, depression, and substance use. Before it becomes a crisis, reach out to MyCal, the Michigan Crisis and Access Line for free confidential support 24/7. Available in the Upper Peninsula and Oakland County. Just call or text 1-844-44-MyCal. or chat online at michigan.gov/mycal. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Motorcyclists are hard to see. To keep everyone safer, it's important to always look for them and know where most crashes occur. 84% of motorcycle and vehicle crashes happen on streets, not highways. And most crashes with motorcyclists occur when vehicle drivers are turning left. So before turning, especially to the left, make sure you look for motorcyclists. Then look again. It could save a life.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there is a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
To Sophia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love these stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
72.7% of high school students get less than the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. This can cause pain, obesity, and can very negatively affect your mental health. When you have a consistent 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, you get sick less often, lose more weight, and have better relationships with those around you. For more information about the dangers of sleep deprivation, go to sleepfoundation.org. This message is brought to you by the WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. To learn more about the program by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Joining us now is one of nearly 1,000 artists who will be joining you in Ann Arbor July 21st through 23rd for the Ann Arbor Art Fair. Helen Gotlib joins us now on the Michigan Megacast. Helen, thank you for being with us today.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So first, you are a mixed media fine artist. Can you explain to us what that means and define what mixed media art is?
Well, mixed media could be a lot of different things. For me, my work is a mixture of printmaking and wood carving, several different types of printmaking. Like I'll do etching, woodblock, dry point printmaking, all on paper, and then I adhere it onto wood panels and sometimes go back in with carving and varnishing, and then I'll also do gilding with like gold and palladium leaf for some of the highlights afterwards. So it's still, besides the carving, which is pretty shallow, is still like pretty flat. There's, when they say there's like 2D mixed media and 3D mixed media, you might see people with like more three-dimensional sculptural pieces in a mixed media category as well. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And so what drew you to this form of art? Because there's so many different avenues that artists can go. Sometimes they take multiple avenues, but what drew you to mixed media as your primary form of art?
To me, I always loved drawing. And then when I was in school, I thought like, okay, I was really focusing on scientific illustration, and then I did some figure drawing. But like when I found printmaking, I was immediately like, wait, all these pieces that I'm spending like 20, 30, 40, 50 hours on for one piece, I could actually work on a plate and then create multiples. And so that was really exciting. And that was the first thing about printmaking that got me excited about that. But then within the printmaking techniques, there's sometimes the plates look really interesting, but people, when you're exhibiting printmaking, you're just exhibiting the print that is off the plate. So the thing that has really added the mixed media kind of element to my work was saying, oh, these plates are really cool. Like, what if I try to add some of the texture from the plates into the finished piece? So it's not like a printed block, but it's like I'm taking the print and then carving back into it to try and get some of the likeness of like a wood block and have that juxtaposition of the printing and the carving next to each other to add an element of interest.
So where do you draw your inspiration from as you're creating these pieces of art? Does it depend on the individual piece, or are there certain things that just trigger an idea in your head and then you get to work on it?
To me, most of my most recent work is all inspired by nature. And I would just say in general, that's a theme throughout all of my work. But I really, 8 years ago, I moved out to the country, and I've just love exploring all of the natural preserves and recreation centers around here. So a lot of times I'll be hiking like every day in Stinchfield Woods or Westlake Preserve or Crooked Lake Trail. And then sometimes I'll take snapshots like when I'm hiking and reference back to those for some of my landscape pieces.
And so you had previously, you mentioned so many times printmaking as one of the mixed media forms that you practice. You, according to my notes, you studied traditional Japanese woodblock printmaking in Kyoto, Japan. How did that experience shape your art and even beyond that, just your approach to creating the art that you make?
Well, it's interesting at the time. So my professor at U of M for printmaking, one of my printmaking professors was Takeshi Takahara, and I was looking at all these different programs to study abroad. And originally I was thinking to study in a Spanish-speaking country, but all of their programs were like art history based, and I really wanted to do studio practice. And he was like, oh, there's a really, cool program at Kyoto Seika University, and maybe you should try that out. And I'm thinking, at the time I was like 19, I was like, I've never even thought about Asia. I don't even speak Japanese. And he was like, oh, there's a crash course at U of M, 10 credits in 10 weeks, and I was like, okay. I think when you're that age, is like anybody who's kind of a mentor or somebody you look up to tells you something and you're like, I'll try that. So anyway, I did that, and it was an amazing experience, just getting comfortable with the country and the language. And sometimes I feel like when you travel and you experience something so different than what you're used to, it takes time to fully sink in. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously the work that I made there was, I learned the traditional techniques, but I think that some of the aesthetics from being in Asia for a year really sunk in after the fact. And still, come out in my work now. Some of the kind of like minimal, maximal, negative space in some of the pieces that I make, for sure.
We're joined by Helen Gotlib, a mixed media fine artist, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You'll find her art and the art of so many others at Ann Arbor's annual art fair. The Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd in downtown Ann Arbor. 30 blocks of the city will be utilized for this art fair, as it has each and every year, and this is a tradition in the city of Ann Arbor. 30 blocks, 1,000+ artists, live entertainment. More information on the Ann Arbor Art Fair can be found on theannarborartfair.com. That's theannarborartfair.com. And so, Helen, I'd like to ask this of all these artists that we do interview who will be at Ann Arbor or just in general on this program. Give us a little bit of insight into your journey into becoming an artist as your full-time work. Where did that begin, and when did you really think in your head, I want to be an artist and I'm going to put in the work to make this something that I do for a living and something I do that I just really enjoy every day?
Well, I think I knew since I was a really little kid that I wanted to be an artist. And I remember going to the art fair like with my parents when I was really young, and just, walking around and seeing all the different booths and seeing all the people there. And it was always fascinating to me. And I thought, like, when I grow up, like maybe I can, exhibit here. And so I think from the very young age of even like, even by the time I was like 12 or 13, I would go downtown and hang out with my sister and some of my friends and do hair wraps on the diag and just like kind of be there experiencing everything that was going on. And then I started doing the artisans market. And growing up in Ann Arbor, there's a lot of opportunities to show your work, when you're young, like before you're, I think to have one of the booths in the art fair, you have to be maybe 18 or something, unless it's like an emerging artist program. But anyway, so I was always kind of like these little steps, like selling my little, candles that I made or drawings or whatever, like little craft projects. And then, I went to art school, and art school is really confusing because they teach you so much technique, and sometimes like maybe in scientific illustration or industrial design or graphic design or something, they teach you more of the business of it a little bit. But like in the fine arts, if you don't go to grad school, or even if you go to grad school, I don't think that there's as much talk about like how to make a living as an artist. And I think that the fact that I grew up in Ann Arbor and saw the Ann Arbor Art Fair happening every year, it was kind of like this opportunity, to say like, oh, here is an example of what working artists are doing, and they're making it work. And you see some of the same artists like coming back year after year with new bodies of work. And so it was kind of cool that was happening, while I was in art school. And I was like, I think the year I graduated or the year before I graduated, one of my friend's parents had a business downtown, and he said, oh, you guys can just set up a booth in front of my business if you want, and that was just like the first experience of like really having a booth like during the show. And it was just I don't know, it was like a slow progression, but it was always kind of there in the background, like this is an option of way to do it. And once I started doing the art fair circuit, I also had galleries approach me from around the country. So now I showed a few galleries, or a handful of galleries as well. And it all kinds of like builds on top of each other. Like the more you do something, the more people see your work, the more people come back, the more it makes the business more viable.
We're joined by Helen Gotlib, mixed media fine artist, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more information on her art and the art of almost 1,000 other artists who will be joining her at the Ann Arbor Art Fair by visiting the Ann Arbor Art Fair.com. That's the Ann Arbor Art Fair.com for more information. Again, that event is Thursday and Friday, July 21st and 22nd, 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Saturday, July 23rd, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. all throughout Ann Arbor. 30 blocks of the city will be filled with art, artists, and entertainment at the Ann Arbor Art Fair. More information at theann-arbor-art-fair.com. And so for you mentioned that you're on the art show circuit and you're traveling to different fairs and festivals to present your art. Can you give us some insight into that dynamic and how that impacts your approach to creating this art, but also on the other side, how you feel as an artist experiencing being around so many other artists and being around so many other art lovers in so many different places?
That experience has been really lovely over the years, for sure. As far as like making the work and having a show schedule, I do get busier showing work in the late spring and throughout the summer. And then normally, I'd say from like October through February, I have uninterrupted studio time. And so like if I have a bigger project to work on, I try and work on larger pieces then. And then throughout the summer, it's like I could work on framing things or putting smaller pieces together before I go to in between shows if I'm not on the road. Like some of the shows, if they're far away, I will try to do like some, like in August I have one in Park City, Utah, and then the following weekend in Sun Valley, Idaho. And I'll be on the road for a couple weeks, so I'm not going to be making work in between then. But the cool thing is that other artists that I know have the same show schedule, so we might go camping or check out something in the city in between. I feel like it was interesting. When I very first started doing shows with my partner Dylan, who's also an artist, I remember going and like seeing other artists talking to each other, and you could tell they're all like making plans, and we were like, we don't know anybody, like what's going on? But then the more now that we've been doing the show circuit for like 19 years, and I think that it really happened after just like maybe, during the first year or second year we started doing shows, like you really start meeting like every weekend. And we used to do more shows. Like I think originally we did like maybe 14 to 16 shows a year. Now we're doing like 9 or 10 a year, but every weekend you're set up next to a different artist. And then when you're set up next to somebody for like all the time, all day long, it's like you get to know them faster and just make a strong connection with them. And then you realize, oh, this person knows this person. You end up going out to dinner, like I said, like doing all these extra activities together, sometimes like sharing an Airbnb house together. And so it's a really close-knit community, and it's awesome. Yeah, I get excited. Like every time I go to an art fair, it's like when you're a kid and you like go to summer camp or something. It's like you get to see your friends that don't live close to you, but you get to see them and then all hang out together, and that part is really fun.
We're joined by Helen Gotlib, mixed media fine art artist that you will see at the Ann Arbor Art Fair this summer, this July 21st through 23rd in Ann Arbor. More information, theann-arbor-art-fair.com. And Helen, you mentioned that Ann Arbor is home, so you've been going to this art fair for a number of years, both as a participant and as just an art lover in general. So for you, coming back to this festival again and again, what about the Ann Arbor Art Festival, other than it simply being your hometown art festival, what about the Ann Arbor Art Fair draws you back as a professional?
Well, to me, I have very good sales at the Ann Arbor Art Fair, so that is definitely a big perk. It's something you want. And cultivating relationships with people who have been coming to the shows for years. I have collectors who come, almost every year to see, what I'm doing, and have been collecting for like the whole time I've been showing. So that is definitely like a huge bonus, to a show. And then also all the people that I know locally, it's a chance to visit with, with people that I don't see very often, but people will just come out of the woodwork. Like, at other shows on the other side of the country, I might have like a random friend in that town that will come say hi, but it's like at Ann Arbor, there's so many people that I've made connections with over the years that's a really nice feeling to see them, stop by and visit. But also, the cool thing about the Ann Arbor Art Fair is it's the largest art fair in the country. It's not just one art fair, but 4 or 5 different, 4 big art fairs, and maybe some side little art fairs that happen like all at the same time. So instead of, having a show where most of the shows I go to are maybe between 100 and 250 artists, you get like you said, 1,000 artists coming from all over the place. So most of the artist friends that I know will be here. So that is also another really cool thing to be able to bond over and see everybody in the same place. And also sometimes like come and hang out, after the show. We live like in Dexter Township. It's just 25 minutes from town, but, have artists hang out after the show and sometimes make work together or just go hiking or swimming or make food together and all of that, all of the things that make the Ann Arbor Art Fair, are awesome.
More information about the art fair on the AnnArborArtFair.com. That's the AnnArborArtFair.com for more information on the art fair, on all the fairs and other shows within the art fair, and individual artists as well, such as Helen Gotlib, who joins us right now on the Megacast. And so before we let you go, do you have any pieces that you plan to showcase in particular, or kinds of pieces you plan to showcase at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair for those that may be interested in visiting your booth and seeing some of your art?
Yes, so I've been last over the winter, and I worked on a huge piece that's like 8 by 5.5 feet, and I don't have the piece right by me, but I did get the image printed on my postcard that's based on the Crooked Lake Trail, and I think you can see it if I hold it up right there.
Very nice.
So that's like a piece of the woods locally, and then so I'll have that piece, which will be a really huge piece, and then I'll have some more etchings, and this is one of my botanical pieces. You can see some details there.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, maybe another landscape one I can show you real quick.
Very nice. Yes. All these can be found. Also, you can find a lot of her work on HelenGotlib.com. That's her website, HelenGotlib.com, for more information. Helen, before we let you go, anything else we haven't touched on today that you'd like to say to our audience or talk about in terms of what you'll be presenting at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair?
So my booth will be set up across from Hill Auditorium and North University. Booth number, let's see, NU823, and I hope to see you there.
Helen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
More information can be found in a couple different places. More information on Helen's art at HelenGotlib.com. That's HelenGotlib.com. Or on the Ann Arbor Art Fair's website, the AnnArborArtFair.com. We're going to take one more break here on the Megacast. When we come back, we'll talk to one of nearly 300 charities and nonprofits in the Metro Detroit area supported on the Share Detroit platform. Paul Turner, the co-owner of Team Guts, a Share Detroit-supported charity and nonprofit, joins us next on the Michigan Megacast.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Neighborhood storm drains carry water directly to local creeks and streams. No filters, no treatment.
Storm drains also help reduce street flooding when it rains.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
It is easy to do your part by adopting a storm drain.
Find a storm drain, check it, and clear it every month.
So keep storm drains for rain only.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll, at fcc.gov/ACP, or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
We as Michiganders feel connected to this resource in a way that I think is really powerful.
Conservation starts with a caring, committed community.
For me, it's peaceful to have a relationship with the river.
Every single one of us has a role to make sure that those waterways stay safe and healthy, being careful about what goes down the storm drain.
Just even eliminating some of your single-use plastic makes a difference.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Did you know that nearly 3.31 million Americans don't get their annual checkup? Going to the doctor regularly is extremely important and is a crucial factor in maintaining good health. Make sure you are visiting your local doctor often and telling them about any health concerns you have. For more information, contact your local healthcare provider. This message is brought to you by WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
If you are struggling to afford internet service for your household, there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll at fcc.gov/ACP or call toll-free at 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575.
The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission has more information. Visit gwbcable.org.
People are getting out to walk and bike in higher numbers. More vulnerable road users and higher speed traffic can be a dangerous combination. Crash severity has increased, so if you're driving, be sure to slow down and look for people. There's no need to speed. If you're biking, ride with traffic. If you're walking, avoid stepping into the road if possible. If you have to walk in the street, walk facing traffic. Learn more at walkbikedrivesafe.org.
Welcome back to the Michigan Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. To learn more about the program by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link, we'll find more information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Joining us now is Paul Turner, the co-owner of Team Guts, a shared Detroit-supported charity and nonprofit, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Thank you very much for joining us, Paul.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, Tyler.
Appreciate having you on. First off, tell us about Team Guts and the services and programs that you provide.
Well, our mission is we provide year-round fitness programs, one-on-one fitness training. We have athletic and sports programs as well as summer camps for children, teenagers, and even adults with special needs. So it's highly focused, and it's a need, and we've kind of filled that void, if you will.
And so you co-founded this organization, and what was the motivation behind finding this organization and creating these programs for special needs children?
Well, you know, it's the impetus behind the whole idea was my niece, and that's my brother Todd, who's my partner in this. But he and his wife brought a young girl into the world. She was born with Down syndrome, and by that age of like 3.5, 4, she was also diagnosed with autism. So she has that dual diagnosis. So, you know, like any parent that has a child with special needs, you know, obviously they're worried about everything. You know, what do we do? A school, you know, how to, you know, what happens when we're gone? You know, what happens to our loved one and those kind of things. So, you know, Todd, whose background is in exercise science, you know, he was concerned just with her health, just general health, just like all of us, you know. So, you know, when he actually, you know, the idea kind of germinated for a while, but it was people that Todd and Cheryl, my sister-in-law, associated with, that were like, well, you know, you guys are focused on doing some things in the field of health and wellness. Why not special needs? And, you know, Todd's immediate response was, listen, you know, my background, I don't have a background in it, but, you know, he talked to me about it, and I'm like, well, you know, Todd, that is just a wonderful idea. You know, it's so, you know, it's like the old cliche, if we build it, they will come. And that's basically what we've done.
And so where does the name come from? The name of the organization is Team Guts. Can you explain the origin of that name?
Sure. And just to preface it, let me just tell you, Tyler, that my mother hates the name, or hated the name. She goes, well, it's the same question, you know, like, well, where did that come from? So originally, you know, and again, I give credit to my brother Todd, but, you know, there's a philosophy, if you will. It's backed by science, but it's ground up training. system, and it all deals with your core. You strengthen your core, and then good things come from there. And it's applicable to neurotypical individuals as well as individuals with special needs. So here we had this logo called GUTS, which is the acronym for a ground up training system. And then we just put Team GUTS, and we took it, and that's where we applied to the IRS and got our 501c3 status. So that's the story behind it. I apologize, but it does get attention because people are like, well, what is that? So.
And so, Paul, what are some of these classes and programs that are offered through your organization, and how do people get involved if they have